Hello, everybody, and happy Monday. Welcome to HCA's Pop Council. This is a show where we talk about everything that is in the geekiness, in the fandom, anything from Marvel to DC, Star Wars to Lord of the Rings. We got you covered right here on HCA's Pop Council. I'm Wendy Lee Szany. I am one of your hosts, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Jami Philbrick. Hey, Jami, how's it going?
I'm doing good, Wendy. How are you? Oh, that's an exciting Monday.
I know.
Yell.
Yeah, Warrior Yell. And we skipped last week because of the HCA Awards. So I'm happy to have you back. I'm happy to have our special guest joining us on the show. Jami, how was the weekend?
Weekend was good. Yeah. Just winding down from sort of the excitement of the awards show last week, and then the excitement of seeing the Batman this past week, and then going in the weekend. And Murphy got a haircut. Let's that's important to broadcast. Murphy, after 9 months, finally was able to get a.
Oh my god!
Yeah, because in Studio City there was a little doggy disease thing going around at the doggy
like little doggy
daycare, at the grooming. Yeah, little influenza, doggy influenza was going around the fall. So
my pup just got her vaccination for that.
Yeah, Murphy had to wait to get his vaccination, and it took a while. And so finally he's vaccinated, and he's got a nice haircut. He's spry and ready to go.
It's a new Murphy.
It is.
It's a brand new Murphy. I saw the picture. I was like, did Jami get a new dog? Oh, no, that's Murphy.
Murphy got a shave. Yep.
Well, speaking of new things. Maybe he'll make an appearance.
He's wandering around somewhere.
The Murphy's new haircut should have been like top of my news. That should have been like the headline for this show. But today we have lots to talk about. There's a bunch of trailers that we got to talk about. One for Morbius. There's one for Bullet Train. There's one for The Secrets of Dumbledore. We got to talk about our thoughts on the Batman, what it's making the box office, and so much more. But of course, Jami, we can't do that without a third member of the Pop Council. So I would like to introduce to everybody his return back to the show, John Wen from Nerd Reactor. Hey, John.
Dun, 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 dun. I'm trying to rise. There you go.
Yeah, you're like the opening credit. Dun, 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 dun. And we got flip you upside down for the cool cinematography.
Yeah. Here we go.
Welcome, John. How have you been? It's been a minute since I talked to you. Since I see you in person. I think the last movie I can't even remember.
Was it Eternals?
Spider-Man.
Was it Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. That was the last time I saw you in person.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, it was Spider-Man. No Way Home. That was a fun one.
Yeah,
a lot of gas, a lot of excitement.
Yeah, a lot of jumping up and down in seats. The two of you both went to the HCA Awards this past week.
Yeah.
Did you get to see each other in person too?
I think we saw each other at a glance.
We saw each other from afar.
Many
I saw John on stage.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. What awards did you guys present?
Go ahead, Jamie.
So I presented with Sharonda Williams, the Best Director, which I believe was the only tie of the night. So it actually worked out well. We were able to present in person to Denis Villeneuve for Dune, and Jane Campion sent a video for accepting for Power of the Dog. So
that's
a little
cool.
split there in that category.
That was a funny one because there was a video that was shown up first, and it ruined the
I was going to omit mentioning that, but yes. So I actually didn't realize that had even happened until maybe a day or two ago. Someone mentioned it to me, and then the video went online on our HCA on the same network you're watching this on, so you can check it out yesterday. And as soon as we presented to Denis and announced Denis, they flashed Jane's image up on the big screen, and so it was very clear because we had already announced it was a tie.
I see.
So it was like, and the first winner is Denis Villeneuve, and then Jane Campion's face comes up on the big screen, and so it sort of let the cat out of the bag. But then I didn't know that when I was opening the envelope, and it got caught, and I had a hard time opening it. I'm like, and I knew, and I was like, do I just tell them, or do I keep trying to pretend like I'm opening this? All right, well, let me open. And I didn't know that they already knew. The audience already
knew. Oh, yeah.
That's why we do it live.
Technical things happen. It wasn't a big deal. And
it was funny, though. I presented for Best Action Film.
Oh, yeah. Good category.
Oh, that's right. Harder They Fall.
The harder they fall. Yeah. It was my first time presenting too. And it was like the first category of the night. So I was like, oh, this is going to be fun.
You just get it done with, and then you can enjoy your dinner and your drink and everybody else.
Oh yeah,
presentation. Yeah, I would love to go first. There was one year I couldn't remember what order it was, and I needed to go to the bathroom so bad, and I kept on not being able to go because I was like, I can't leave. What if I, and just as I was like, I'm just gonna make a dash for it. They said the category. I'm like, I am gonna make a detour to the stage. Like you can see me like by the front door, and I'm like, nah.
That was a bummer. Like I was sort of like not nervous, but kind of the whole time like, okay, because knowing the director was going to be towards the end, so it is sort of, it can be a little bit of an anticipation thing to that. But it was funny, Wendy, that you mentioned that because a few years ago I got nominated for an award at the Publicists Guild. And it was my second year in a row being nominated, and I didn't win the first year, so I just assumed I wasn't going to win the second year. So I went to the bathroom, I went outside, walked around a little bit, and as I came back, they were reading, and I totally forgot I was even nominated. And they were reading, it was the cast of Bohemian Rhapsody, and they were reading the nominees, and I heard my name. I was like, "Oh, that's right,
my God.
I'm nominated!" And then I won, and I had to run right up on stage, and it was crazy. And so, if you're ever nominated for anything, like, don't go to the bathroom. Like,
well, they should tell you when it's up. You know what I'm saying?
And then there's just when it's SAG, right? Michael Keaton was in the bathroom. I think
Michael Keaton was in the bathroom with you at the same time.
Was it SAG?
And I think it was Selma Hayek read it, and no one was coming up, and she was like, "Please don't do this to me. Who's messing with me? What's happening?" And then he came right. But the famous one, and this is like, the awards moment to meet all awards moments. I think it was like 97-ish, and I think it was the Golden Globes, and the actress Kathleen Lottie. She won. Catherine Lottie, but anyway, she won for something, and she was in the bathroom. So Robin Williams, because this was the year of Good Will Hunting, ran up on stage and basically did like an improv Robin Williams comedy.
Good on him.
For like 5 minutes while she was.
What a treasure.
Yeah. You can Google that though. It's like a super famous awards moment.
I'm gonna have to Google that. That's cool. How fun. I'm sorry that I missed out on the awards, that I missed seeing all of you guys in person, but I had a thing that night that I prearranged already, and we couldn't change it. I wanted to. I know. It's funny. I got a text from Joe Roca. It's like, "Hey, I just got here. Where are you?" I was like, I'm not there. He's like, "What?" I was like, "I'm sorry."
It was pretty crazy though. Like I haven't been to the previous ones, but it felt like it was bigger.
It was absolutely bigger. It was way bigger than the ones we've had before. And I mean, literally, and John will tell you, when I was on stage, wasn't quite thinking, and I looked at the front row, and it was like Kristen Stewart, Andrew Garfield, Nicolas Cage, Kenneth Branagh, Javier Bardem, Guillermo del Toro, and Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Cool, and then you have to go and present in front of those people.
And it was like,
cool. No big deal.
The last time, a couple years ago, we would have been lucky to have 3 of those people.
Yeah.
And we had like 10 crazy, the cast of Coda, the cast of Belfast, like
it was super you were all there.
It was a big year for us. It was great.
I love that. Well, hopefully next time it can all be in person.
Menzel and Ashley Menzel. I just want to add that.
Oh yeah, that's a great. Yeah, it's like props.
Thank you, Scott and Ashley, for their. They don't sleep when the awards are coming.
No.
They just like work.
Their mind was like all over the place that day. It's like,
it's like really I hope impressive. They enjoy themselves.
That's a huge thing to do, and it's really impressive how they've kept it together and put this together.
And I can't wait for the next year.
Bigger and better.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, before we jump into our first topic, I do want to call out fellow HCA member Carolyn is in the chat. I don't know if she's still here, but she says Murphy getting a haircut is all the news I need. He is so cute.
Thank you, Kira.
Gotta love it. So you guys, let's go ahead and dive into our first bit of news, and we're gonna go into the world of trailers. As we get ramped up for the movies that are to come for the rest of the year. We've got a new trailer for the final trailer, I believe, for Morbius. We got another trailer for Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore, and then one for Bullet Train, which was a movie that I had heard about but didn't really know much of anything about. I didn't know who was directing. I didn't know the vibe of it until I saw the trailer, and I am all in. Like, I am all aboard.
That trailer was nuts.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it once we talk about it.
Yeah, no, let's get into it. Let's go ahead and
we'll get into it. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we'll get into it. Did you guys have any sort of expectation before going into Bullet Train? Like, you'd had a little bit more research into this?
I did not. Like, just watching the trailer and then finding out, like, oh, it's David Leitch. He's behind this. So I'm getting the feel this is going to be John Wick, but a little bit more comedic, because I like how Brad Pitt's like, what's going on? I'm not doing anything. Leave me alone. And it's just going to be a lot of crazy action and all the crazy assassins that's going to be coming to get him. So I'm going to be watching it for sure. I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Jami, your thoughts on the trailer?
Yeah, I had only been aware of it because I knew during like the beginning of lockdown, or not the beginning, but once, after the first like 3 weeks, I know Bullet Train was one of the first movies to go into production during COVID. So I was aware that there was a Brad Pitt action movie called Bullet Train being made, but that's really all I knew. I did know that it was David Leitch. I knew that as well. And a couple of the cast members maybe. But yeah, I love the trailer. I'm super excited for this movie now. It looks fantastic. I loved what he did with Deadpool 2, and obviously with the John Wick movies, or with the first John Wick. He did Atomic Blonde as well, right?
Yeah, he did that one.
Yeah. So I mean, he's great, and so the action's going to be really great. I like that it's not an IP, and maybe I'm going to find out that it's based on some like bookers. As soon as I say that, I'm going to find out it is based on something I'm not aware. I believe it's not based on an IP, right? I believe that this is.
I want to say it's original.
An original, yeah. I think this is completely.
I'm going to do a quick Google while you talk about it.
Do a quick Google while I blabber on, but I think it is original, and I love that it's an original idea, right? And the cast is amazing. And I don't really think we've seen Brad Pitt like in a straight up action movie like this before. I mean, obviously he's done some stuff with action, but like a straight up sort of like,
this is
killer.
Like, he's a star of like just being this action star and fighting. Right. Yeah, like his chance to be John Wick.
Yes.
John Wick, which I mean, oh my God, I love that. Like, I've always wanted to see Brad Pitt in that type of movie, And so to team with Litch and then the rest of the cast, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and isn't Zazie Beetz in it, and I mean Joey King. I mean, the cast is incredible. So yeah, this is really exciting, and it looks great. Visually looks really neat. I love the with the Bee Gees song that they did a cover version of. I thought that was a great soundtrack for the trailer. So yeah, I'm excited to see this. I'm definitely on board for this one. No pun
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So after doing a quick Google, Wikipedia has led me to this. It says the film is based on the novel Maria Beetle, published in English as Bullet Train by Kotaro Isaka.
There you go.
So it's based on something, but I mean, it's not based on a video game or a comic book or a TV show or something that like we're super familiar with.
Yeah.
Hey, books matter, okay?
I know they do. Just because I don't read them doesn't mean that they don't matter.
Well, I am excited about this. I feel like I haven't seen Brad Pitt in like an action film in a long while. And this, mixed with John Leach's way of directing, the way he plays with lights and music and sound, it feels like it's upping the ante on this. It's just kind of his type of action. So I am ready to have a good time. And I am curious as to if either of you have been able to go on like a bullet train, like in Japan.
No, I've never been to Japan, so
nope.
Same. I was there, but I was only there 3.5 days, so not enough time to hop on a bullet train anywhere. Next time, though. I think restrictions are lifting.
All three of us, field trips together, experience it. Yeah.
Bullet train set visit. Let's go.
We're gonna be the assassins to each other.
That's where they'll do the Zoom junket. They're just gonna put them on a bullet train.
That'd be amazing,
dude.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. That'd be super cool. Other trailers that released just recently, we also have Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore. This is the third installment in the Fantastic Beasts series. I believe there's supposed to be like a total of 5. So we've had Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. We have The Crimes of Grindelwald, and now we have The Secrets of Dumbledore. I will say this, not being a fan of the Fantastic Beasts franchise, even though it sits in the Wizarding world, the same world that shares Harry Potter, I didn't feel like I connected very much with this specific chapter in the Wizarding world. So much so that I've skipped out on watching The Crimes of Grindelwald. I'm gonna have to watch it before I watch this one, because a lot of the people were saying that, you know, what I really missed in Fantastic Beasts was kind of the magic of Hogwarts, like them being the school and interacting with the teachers and just, you know, the history of the school. And you're kind of seeing it from like an earlier time than Harry Potter, so that would have been cool to explore. And they say that in Grindelwald, The Crimes of Grindelwald, they actually explore that more. So that sounds like it's something a little bit up more my alley, and I think I'm still kind of salty and I need to just get over it. The fact that what happened with Colin Farrell's character at the end of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and then it was revealed to be Johnny Depp, and I was like, oh wait, but I like the Colin Farrell character so much. Like, why couldn't it have been just him? And this is no shade against Johnny. There's no shade. I think Johnny's great.
Yeah.
Keep him in things, but like, they set up Colin so good, and then like, I guess he's like, you know, I got to go be the Penguin, so I can't do this.
Yeah, no, the Penguin's great. So there's some. No, I get what you're saying with the character changes, and there's going to be more changes with this third installment. I'm like, come on, stop it already. But they're all great actors. But just pick one, stick with it, so we can just grow with that villain.
Well, Johnny was intended to be it. The intention was that he would be the character in the third one. So the recasting has nothing, you know what I mean? Like, that has something outside. At the same time, they were only able to recast that because it actually works within the context of the character.
The story,
right. So, you know, that's a little, I mean, for me, well, and also I will say, I did think Crimes was better than the first one.
Okay.
So in that case, Wendy, I would recommend. Now, I didn't care for the first one or the second one very much, so that's not saying much. But I did like the second one more than the first one, and I basically lost interest in this franchise after the first one. And quite frankly, I think audiences have, for the most part, and the studio. This reminds me a lot.
They're supposed to make 2 more.
This reminds me a lot of Divergent. I think we're lucky they're even making a third. The second one basically bombed. And I feel that because this is a Warner Brothers decision that has more to do with protecting the Harry Potter IP and the popularity of the amusement parks and, you know, all the other aspects of the Wizarding world, and try to save face and maybe have one, you know, get one successful financially out there, and then maybe call it a wrap. I mean, if it does crazy numbers, then of course they're gonna try to do a 4 and 5. But if it's on par with the first 2 financially, we're not gonna get a 4th, and we're lucky we're getting a 3rd. It really feels like a Divergent sort of like, and also with the Johnny Depp trouble, I think weren't sure if they wanted to go down the road again with the 3rd. You know what I mean? Because you have A, the last one didn't make money, and then B, we got this recasting issue we have to deal with. I think this movie being made at all has more to do with protecting the overall IP than it does like we really think people want to see this. I don't think I know better than that.
No, it might be interesting with was it Jude Law, seeing more of him in The Secrets.
Well, I think that's a big part of it. I think there's a big reason that Dumbledore is being bumped up to a major.
They're building him up.
And maybe we're going to see a little less Eddie Redmayne.
But I feel like I'm the opposite here, where I actually enjoyed the first Fantastic Beasts. I actually like Newt Scamander. I think he was a charming character, and I like his adventures and capturing all these beasts. And then part 2 came out, and it was just, I felt like it was just lacking heart, and I didn't care about any of the characters.
Wow.
And the change in the villains too, everything about it, it was just dull, and I think I almost fell asleep in the movie.
That's fair.
And I should have been excited because I was watching it during the premiere too, and usually the premiere you get hyped and you're excited, but I was like,
wow. That's
not
how
good.
the second trailer felt to me with
Yeah.
Grindelwald, which is why I wasn't excited to see that one. But this trailer, whoever cut it, I was like, you know what, I am into this, because especially when they get into the crime of Grindelwald, and there's like already they kind of prefaced it with a lot of like wizard and witch wand battles, which is kind of something I'm into seeing, and they showed a lot of that in this trailer. So I'm excited for that. I'm kind of looking forward to what kind of exchanges we're going to have between Dumbledore and Grindelwald, and to see Mads taking kind of his take on
Yeah.
Grindelwald. That's going to be, because I do enjoy him as an actor.
Yeah, he's great in everything.
Yeah.
So good. And then so I guess we will talk a little bit more about Fantastic Beasts once the movie is out. And let's go ahead and move on to the final trailer for Morbius. This is the next Sony Marvel film that is coming out. No one is quite sure exactly what universe this is going to be in, because we saw like there's nods to the classic Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. The Vulture makes an appearance in this.
Is it the Vulture?
Yeah, see, we don't know.
We don't know. We don't know. Well, yeah, I think a theory I've been hearing is that Michael Keaton may be playing the Morbius universe's Adrian Toomes.
Mm-hmm.
And that he's a variant of the MCU Adrian Toomes.
Oh.
As Wendy was saying, there's a lot of it, because the Spider-Man on the poster, on the wanted poster, is Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
The logo on the Oscorp building is from the Andrew Garfield movies. And then you have the Tom Holland character in Adrian. So and then he says, "I am Venom," right, in the trailer. So
he knows about Venom.
I believe Tyrese Gibson in his scene, and I don't know if it was in the first trailer or the second one, but makes a reference to that thing that happened in San Francisco, and that's talking about the events of Venom 1.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Does it take place in the Venom? So, I mean, I think in this multiverse changing world we're living in, I think that they may be playing fast and loose, and maybe he's kind of somehow in all the worlds or not in any of them, or I don't know. But I think they're playing fast and loose with the ideas of it.
I predict that the end credits scene is going to be the best part of the film. Just like how Venom 2's end credit scene was probably the best part of the whole movie.
That was so good. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I was like, my God.
I'm looking forward to it. I didn't need the second trailer like they had me with the first trailer. Like I just want it to come out already, and obviously it got postponed because of Omicron. But I mean, I'm excited for it. I didn't think I'd ever be excited for a Morbius movie. But I mean, like it's not a character I grew up going, "Oh, I'd really like a movie of that." But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see, especially in the post No Way Home, pre-Madness of the Multiverse, and this being the Sony side of the Sony Marvel machine.
Yes.
Like, let's see what they do with it. I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think it seems like a nice, dessert after No Way Home, or appetizer, maybe a little palate cleanser before we get into the multiverse of madness.
Yeah, really. Again, kind of like you, Jamie, I didn't really think I was gonna sure, I was gonna watch it regardless, but I wasn't like, boy, I can't wait for a Morbius movie. And then I saw the trailer. I was like, you know what? I am into this. And I feel like Jared Leto, being in the lead and with his acting ability, that's going to be a treat to watch on screen as well. And I just like that now we are getting not introduced, maybe for some, newer comic book readers, but we are getting all of these, basically a variety of comic book characters, and pulling them from the comic books onto the big screen. I think that's kind of just what a time to be living in right now. So I'm excited for this. I'm excited to see where they take it. I would love to see how they connect this movie with the other Sony Marvel movies, and is this maybe the doorway to Sinister Six? People have been saying this for a long time, so we'll see if that leads us, into that realm.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a Kraven movie, and we're getting a movie about crypto this year. I mean, It's crazy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like crypto coin. No, you're talking about
No,
crypto,
I meant
super duck.
the super duck.
Ah,
But I mean, there's a Wonder Twins movie coming down the line. Like,
yes.
every character is getting their own project.
Is that what they do in the Wonder Twins? They touch.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Activate.
Yeah.
Or also, what is it? Dragon Ball
Dragon
Z.
Ball Z.
They do that. Yeah, the fusion dance. Yeah.
Maybe that's what I was thinking.
For me, Morbius, like I saw him in the Spider-Man's cartoons. I was like, yeah, this is kind of cool, like a vampire in the universe. I'm not too excited just because it's still Sony doing this, and Jared Leto hasn't sold me yet on like the comic book stuff, and so I'm reserved about it. We'll see where it goes, and like I said, the thing I'm looking forward to is the end credit scene. Let's see what happened. Let's see what we're gonna show. Part of the multiverse. I doubt it though, and I think Michael Keaton's just gonna be like another character,
right?
Nothing special.
Oh, you guys don't think that he's gonna be Vulture?
But okay, it might be something. There's a reason why they showed him at the end. So
right, yeah.
But those are good points. We should keep in mind this is Sony. You know, the Marvel, Disney Marvel's not really involved like they were with Spider-Man,
right? So
this is pure Sony. You know, and then Jared Leto. I mean, I agree. I mean, he's an amazing actor. Has he been extremely successful as, a superhero action guy? Not really yet. So it'll be interesting.
This is it.
We know he was sending around dead rats to cast members of the Suicide Squad as Joker. I'm wondering if that's no method in this one. He was biting people's necks on the set. Like, what method nonsense did he decide to do in this one?
Who knows? We'll hear about it later.
Jared made me bleed.
Well, I feel like he maybe does less of that now because remember he did that movie with Denzel last year? I think Denzel has said publicly that like he put a stop to that.
Oh, the little things.
He wasn't allowing that on his set. That kind of, that method.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, let's knock it off here.
Look, when Denzel tells you that, you gotta.
Yeah. When Denzel puts his foot down, exactly.
Like that's Denzel Washington. You're like, yes, sir.
Only Denzel Washington could stop Jared Leto.
And I think, Viola Davis, I think had a big issue with that too on what he was like his pranks. So.
Oh, because she worked with him a little
Viola
bit
Davis
for
in Suicide Squad. Like she had issues with him with the pranks too.
Yeah,
but I don't think she put a stop to it like how Denzel did.
Right, Denzel can put a stop to it.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to these movies coming out real soon, especially with I think Morbius is the next one up. I think it's real quick, like beginning of April or something like that.
1st,
end of May, end of March. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So hopefully we will get to watch the film and then we will be back right here on Pop Council to review it. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and you don't miss any of our shows. And with that, let's go ahead and dive into the movie that's probably on everybody's mind because we all saw it at one point in time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea. No idea what movie made a huge $134 million in the domestic box office this weekend. We're talking about The Batman, directed by Matt Reeves. And this is basically the second best opening in the pandemic era, right behind Spider-Man No Way Home, which is huge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But we
3-hour movie.
Yes. Plan your pee breaks accordingly. I will say this is definitely a lot of people's most anticipated film of 2021. It certainly was mine. Ever since they cast Robert Pattinson as Batman, I was like, oh my gosh, what a great choice. And I had a feeling he was going to do a great job with it, just knowing about his acting capability mixed with the type of vibe that we got in this Batman. It's slightly different. It's Jami and I had talked about, because it is dark and gritty, which matches the whole Batman vibe here.
Yeah.
We wondered if it was going to be similar to like a Christopher Nolan, what was going to make it, set it different. And boy, is it a different type of movie. It is dark and gritty, but it is also a detective story. It is a true crime thriller. I loved so much of this movie, especially the cinematography. Like my eyes, I was like, how can you afford to go to a pee break? You're going to miss out on some of this stuff. So I absolutely loved it. I want to talk to the both of you because Don, you were the first one out of the three of us to see it.
Yes,
and you had to keep it real quiet.
I feel like I'm gonna be the opposite of you, both of you.
Okay.
But
Really?
yeah, no,
Okay.
like when I was watching it, right? Like, I enjoyed it, and then, but I wasn't like I'm in love with it, and then I started talking with the others that saw it there, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is like the best Batman movie ever! I love this movie so much," and I'm like, "Wow." That's like, I guess I'm seeing a different movie here. And I definitely felt like the 3-hour runtime was very long.
Yes.
It depends on the movie. Like some movies can do like a long runtime, like and nothing feels slow, like Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Yes.
But
that
this
was a long
one,
movie. Yeah.
there's a lot of walking with Robert Pattinson as Batman. It's
Yes.
like he's done it. I think there's 3 scenes. He does that slow walk, and it's like, I get it. Come on, just keep going. Just do what you need to do. Yes. The first time though was really cool because you're not sure what to expect with the goons, and
yes,
I got goosebumps. Like, what's gonna happen? And then they're like, get a load of this guy. And then he dishes out justice, and it's
he
badass.
takes it too.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of liked about
Yeah.
this one. It was, because
Yeah.
his year 2 Batman's a little bit newer.
Oh yeah.
So he's not as like finessed quite yet in the fight. He was already pretty good, but he still, improves much more later on. Just to see him really go to town on these goons, and then the rest of them like, you know what, man's dressed like a bat. I am not gonna mess with. I'm done. I'm out.
It's not mess with them.
Yeah.
And it does remind me of Daredevil, where he fights, but he's still human. He gets tired, and that's what I love about characters that are flawed, like in fighting, just to show that he could get knocked out if it were to happen, and it just raises the stakes, and there's like more tension. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen to him compared to characters like Superman. But then you just bring in kryptonite, and then that's it.
It's him being smart about it.
Yeah.
Jami, you saw this past weekend?
No, I saw it on Tuesday or Wednesday of last week.
It was like, you saw it with like the general, like the general public though. How was the reception of that? Like people's reaction in the theater?
So it was it was like a VIP. There was a general audience and press. So it was like
cool.
mixed.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, so a couple of things. One is I agree probably more with John. I really, really, really liked this movie, but I didn't love it.
Yeah.
And I also have to push back, Wendy, I didn't see a lot of difference between this and Dark Knight at all.
Really?
Oh, really?
Okay.
I found it to be very, very similar to Dark Knight.
Okay.
Sort of the Dark Knight on steroids. It's they doubled down on the violence.
Oh yeah.
They doubled down on the darkness and the detective stuff, and I was so glad to see. But there is elements of the detective stuff in Dark Knight, but
just not as much.
No. They doubled down on it, that's the best thing I think about it, is really the detective stuff. I loved him working the relationship with Gordon. Amazing. For me, really, it was Jeffrey Wright.
Yes,
Zoe Kravitz and Colin Farrell.
Man, those are my top 3 too.
Those are the
no Paul Dano?
No, let me get into that.
Okay.
Let me get into that then.
Wait, can we spoilers or no? Should we tell people spoilers?
I'm gonna be somewhat too early. I'll be somewhat spoiler free.
Okay.
But so I love those 3 characters. They make the movie for me. I thought Pattinson was a very good Batman. He's best as Batman. I thought the weakest part of his performance was as Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
Notably, the movie does not have a lot of Bruce Wayne. It has much more Batman, which
that is true. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Batman movie.
I'd say it's like 70% Batman, 30% Bruce Wayne, which I actually enjoyed that. That I have no problem with. But I did think the Bruce Wayne was the weakest part of his performance. Okay, Riddler. So that was not the Riddler. Paul Dano was playing the Joker. I mean, he was playing the Riddler, but I'm saying that character, the way they him, he's the Joker. The Riddler is
which part?
No. I'm not talking about that cameo at the end. I just
no. I meant like in general. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying that this Riddler was a Riddler who wanted to see the world burn. That's the Joker. That's not Riddler. Riddler robs banks. Riddler is a common criminal. He's not a psychopathic murderer. That's the Joker. So I feel that the Riddler character really became the surrogate of a Joker character, and
Ah.
not the
Okay.
Riddler
Okay.
character.
I
I'm
see
not
what you're
talking
saying.
about that thing at the end, although I want to talk about that thing at the end.
Okay.
But yeah, I felt like they really sort of obscured the actual character of the Riddler, and made him this sort of more Joker-esque character.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here is spoiler alert. So if you haven't seen the Batman yet,
Spoilers.
go away for 3 minutes and come back.
John's like, wait, what?
There's a character, there's a cameo of an actor at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays a character that we're all supposed to believe is likely the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw no evidence in that scene to believe. There's nothing said or done that makes me believe that they couldn't undo that actor from being the Joker in the future. Meaning they're not married to him being that character. Because I think you can look at that scene objectively and there's no real concrete evidence. Now, the director has come out and said, yes, I intended for you to believe that character is who you think it is.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if there's nothing concrete to say that has to be that person.
Yeah,
in
you can change it in future.
Regardless of the fact that it is Barry Kin.
Yes, there's nothing he does in that scene that marries him to being the Joker. I mean, for me, a character laughing and using the word clown in a sentence doesn't mean you're the Joker.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
sure.
That's not enough. For
You
me
want
to
more.
sit down
You want
and-
more.
Yeah.
To say he used the word clown and laughed maniacally. That doesn't mean he's the Joker. I use the word clown and laugh maniacally. I'm not the Joker.
Jimmy, you're the Joker.
You're the Joker. You don't even know it yet.
No.
Stop lying to us.
The fact that Matt Reeves has come out and said, I intended who you think that is who I intended you to think that is.
Yeah, he never said the name. It could be like a play on.
It was weak sauce. Let's put it
Yeah.
that way. I thought it was weak sauce. If you're going to include the Joker, include the Joker. Don't pussyfoot
They'll be like
around
subtle
it.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, they pussyfooted around it. They didn't want to commit. That's what my problem is with that inclusion. They don't commit to it. It's very uncommittal.
So you think that's less committal than, let's say, like the Joker card at the end of Batman Begins?
Yes, the Joker card, that doesn't commit to, that actually does commit. It's the Joker card tells us the Joker will be in the Dark Knight. Doesn't tell you it's going to be Heath Ledger, but it tells you that he will appear. This doesn't tell you that he's going to appear in the future or that it's even going to be this actor playing him. So I just thought that was a little bit of a nonsense, cameo at the end. So all in all, I do really like the movie. Love the detective stuff. Love all that. I love the sort of Seven and Zodiac, kind of is put in.
Yeah.
But I thought it was very, very similar to the Dark Knight. And that's not a bad thing. Other than I would like to see something new. And I miss Batman.
Look, you didn't have to watch Batman's parents die all over again. That's
great. Yeah. That's great. But I miss Batman being fun. And I've said that on the show before. And I don't mean that he's got to be Adam West silly.
Yeah.
Right.
But can we have a little fun with it? Like Dark Knight was even fun in moments. So yeah, I just sort of miss having a little bit of fun with the character and
I think you can pull it off without having like more fun. I think like it was just too broody, but there could be elements where it doesn't even have to be fun, just something else to kind of balance it out.
Yeah, something to counterbalance it out. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be funny, but like,
you're not saying like, oh, I have to laugh at this. That's not what you're saying.
It should be entertaining. I don't have a fun. I mean. I didn't have a fun time watching this, I say this all the time, 12 Years a Slave is a brilliant piece of filmmaking. I'd never want to watch it after the first time I watched it. It's not a movie you put on a Friday night to feel good about things. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And neither is this. It was, I had a lot of friends kind of say to me like, oh, I'm excited to take my 8-year-old to this. I'm like, no, don't take your 8-year. Yeah. And that's another thing. They this is not PG-13.
It's a hard PG-13.
It's a hard PG-13.
I think it's PG-13.
Well, no, it is.
Yeah, no, it is.
No. I mean, like in terms of like the scenes, I'm trying to think of something that was like that intense. I didn't feel like anything.
The way the rating system works is if you don't have nudity or swear words, you can
Yeah.
push the violence really far.
Yeah.
And because of that, they were able to push it really far because there was no nudity, and I think there's one F-bomb or something.
Yeah.
In that
There was
scene.
one F-bomb. Yeah.
Yeah. You can get away with one.
There's barely any language and no nudity.
Right.
You can really push. I mean, I feel like this is R-rated violence in a PG-13 movie.
Not there yet. I don't think so.
I don't think it's quite there yet.
No. That's my feeling. That's my
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I do agree. I think the film, not that I mind the 3 hours, but like I think the both of you said it, they could have shaved off 10 to 20, especially towards the end. There were a lot of the long tracking shots, while beautiful. Not like I just didn't need a full minute of it. I was just kind of like, okay, I got it. They're going. They're still going, because it doesn't add to me, these long beautiful tracking. It doesn't add to the character. It doesn't add to the story, but it is pretty as hell to see. So I understand that they are planning. Matt Reeves wants to make a few more of these. I think 2 more. It's what I'm hearing. I don't know if it's confirmed or not. But if he does, and I get to see Robert Pattinson put on the bat cowl again, I am going to be here for it. I want to see if Selena gets to come back, because they went kind of, they got their own things to take care of. But I would love for them to maybe team up again, because, there are sometimes they work together, sometimes they don't work together.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what other villains that they will bring into this, because I feel like it's definitely not the last time we're going to be seeing some of the characters that we've met. And I like that it's like a younger, it's in earlier years for the Batman, and for Commissioner Gordon as well, because he's not even commissioner in this film.
Yeah.
And I found that refreshing as well. I was like, I don't feel like I've seen, in the film this young of a Batman. So I kind of ate it up. But I do agree. Like, I think the second act, some people say they have some problem with the third act. I had no problems with the third act. My problem lays in the middle, where because it was so deep into the detective story, I was like, but you got to pay attention, because that's information that's coming at you that's going to, tell you the story. So I was like, oh boy. So you think that maybe plays into what Jami was saying about the entertainment part of it, where it felt the energy was a little bit lower. But nonetheless, I'm happy about the movie. I think it's freaking beautiful. I think if you're okay with being in the theater with other people, see it in theaters if you can, because it is that pretty. But otherwise, wait for it to come out on, what is it, HBO Max?
Yeah.
In like 45 days or something like that.
Less than that now.
Yeah, less than that.
Oh, yeah,
now.
yeah.
And what are you guys' thoughts on, I put this in the notes because I wanted to ask you guys about it. So we know that, for this, around this time of the year, this is a pretty big film to be dropped in theaters. So apparently AMC had surged the pricing for this film. So they were charging a little bit more for this movie than some of the other movies that are out this weekend. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I mean, that's one of the post-pandemic things. Everything is just going up in prices. If anyone's been looking at the real estate market, they'll know that that's true. And so AMC had their doors closed for at least a year, maybe more. Yeah. And they lost billions of dollars. So if there's an interest in seeing a particular film and they think they can make more money by raising those prices and make back some of the lost money from 2020, they're going to do it. And everyone's doing it.
People are going to pay for it.
Real estate, everything's going up. I actually thought the pandemic, the one of the outcomes would be everything would go down, but
they got to make up for the losses. Yeah. But the thing is that my problem isn't with like price increase if you do it overall. They were increasing price specifically for this movie only, and it felt.
And then other movies were like not.
Yeah.
Well, but that's. I mean, that's a good point. But I mean, who's going to pay more money to see "Marry Me"? You should pay us money to go to the theater. Right? So if you have a do you know what I mean? Like, let's be honest, a lot of products that they put in the theaters are to keep the relationships. You know what I mean? Like, if Warner Brothers has a movie that AMC doesn't think is going to sell, but they want the Batman, they're going to put that movie in theaters. And so the Batman is what people want to go see. So it makes total sense to me if you're going to raise prices, raise them on that movie, because if you raise them across the board, I'm not paying more to see
Yeah.
you know, Death on the Nile.
Right.
Oh yeah. No, it's kind of like brand, different brands. You pay more for the brand.
Yeah.
And
I imagine
Death
this
of the
doesn't
Nile is
sit
like
well with
something
the
else.
rest of the directors and producers in other movies. I imagine.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be happy about it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it,
it's
but
also the
I'd
way
be a
the
little
world-
annoyed.
Yeah, but it's also the way things work now. I mean, those directors can make a DC movie or a Marvel movie if they want to.
Mhm.
You know,
Well, if given the opportunity, yes.
well, right, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of big directors that talk nonsense about, you know, talk a lot of derogatory. We don't have to name names.
Yes,
You know what I
yeah.
mean, about Marvel and DC movies, and then they
Mhm.
complain that, you know, people aren't going to see our movies because that's what people want to go see. So
I have
why
no
don't
idea who
you
you're
start
talking about.
Yeah, people want to see it. They'll pay to go see it. And
Yeah.
I feel like movies should kind of follow like the video games route, where certain video games have like the high price of $60, $70. And then you
Mhm.
have the smart indie games that are $20. So I feel like movies should kind of be like that too, with a big budget Batman.
Yes.
And then you have something like Marry Me.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is like, by the way, we're not shading on if you like the movie. Like, go on and enjoy what you want to enjoy.
Yeah.
I
No,
haven't
I-
seen it, but I
different types of
kind of do
movies are
want to
great.
see it. Yeah.
No, I like Death on the Nile, but I mean, there's a difference between that and the Batman or, you know, the next MCU movie.
Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic here, and let's talk a little Disney Plus. So Disney Plus is going to be introducing an ad-supported subscription offering later on in 2022. So this is basically a first for Disney Plus so far for their streaming service subscription, whether it would, depending on which package you get, regardless of which package you get, there is no ad. We've only seen ad-supported subscriptions maybe on platforms such as Hulu, I believe a little bit on HBO Max, and maybe a little bit on Prime Video, but HBO Max and Prime Video do it at the beginning of their stuff, and they're promoting their own things, while Hulu watches like how cable TV plays, and you get 15 ads in 10 after 10 minutes of watching. And Peacock too?
Yeah, Peacock does that exactly like Hulu.
Oh,
and,
God.
what about Crunchyroll? I think does that too.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
there's like different models.
Like
Different
Peacock
ads.
will interrupt what you're watching for commercial. You basically you'll watch commercials, just like regular television.
Yeah, I have a hard time watching Hulu, and I feel like I have the tier that has no ads, but I still get ads, so I have to probably check on how much money I'm paying to Hulu. But for Disney, and this is according to Kareem Daniel, the chairman of Disney Media and Entertainment and Distribution, he says, and quote, expanding access to Disney Plus to a broader audience at a lower price point is a win for everyone, consumers, advertisers, and our storytellers. So I wonder. Obviously, they'll be introduced later this year, and then in 2023, beginning of 2023, they're going to expand this out to the internationally. So what I was kind of hoping was that we would just get Disney-based ads. Maybe it's for a theme park, maybe it's for a Disney adjacent thing like an ABC show because they own that, maybe something for ESPN, maybe something for Fox. But I believe there was another quote here. Yes. It says advertisers will be able to reach a wider audience, and our storytellers will be able to share their incredible work with more fans and family. I feel like they are going to be more than just like the Disney-owned properties to get ads. And that's kind of something that I don't want it to be, because I like Disney Plus how it is now. I understand the need for advertisement. It is more money, like as a business. I get it. I just don't want me to be in the middle of watching Moon Knight right before something major happens. Now, like, here's an ad, you know.
Well, what they're offering. So would you be paying for this?
They are going to, there's going to be announcing like pricing later on. So it's kind of like how Hulu is like, I think $7 or something like that for the, with ads. And then I think it's like 15 or maybe more for the no
Disney
ads.
Plus that we currently have, we can keep with no ads.
But I think pricing,
unless they're going to change the price.
I think the pricing is going to change. That's what I think.
Regardless, but you can continue to pay a certain price.
I would hope so. I would hope so. I do not want to watch my stuff with ads. I will happily pay for.
Yeah, right.
No
Or are they saying that there might come a time where there's ads on every Disney Plus?
They're not saying that.
That sounds crazy though. People would riot.
Oh, I don't want that.
Okay,
No,
so
no,
there's
no.
going to be a Disney Plus you pay a certain amount for, and
Probably the most affordable pricing.
Right, there'll still be
ads.
the Disney Plus without ads that you can pay the highest price for.
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, probably, but we don't know.
Oh no, I think definitely.
Okay,
Why would they take that? I don't think they take that away.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Yeah, so they're not taking that away. So we'll
I
we'll
hope not.
continue to be able to pay for the higher end without ads, and then you can pay for a cheaper one that does have ads. But they're not going to go like Peacock and offer a free thing that has ads.
That's not been announced. They said that
Okay.
pricing and date of release is all going to be announced later. So what we do know is that there will be the ad-supported tier that's going to be more affordable for everybody. They're not saying anything about taking it away, like the no ads. I imagine that will stick around, and I imagine just kind of like how everything we just talked about, everything's increasing for price. I imagine the ad less, will increase a little bit, and this comes on the tail end of a lot of people signed up at the beginning 3 years ago for Disney Plus on its like initial launch. Like I prepaid for that at D23. There was
that D23 deal was great.
Yeah, I was like,
right.
I will take it.
Yeah.
But that's coming to an end. It's going to be 3 years. So
3 years already.
I know. No. So yeah, it is coming. So we'll keep you guys, the viewers, up to date on
I think
when
this
they
is
further
good, though.
announce
I
this.
think this is good because there's probably a lot of families that, I mean, if you're getting HBO Max and you're getting Hulu and this one and that one, Apple, and then, they may not care about the ads the way we do and not care about watching them. And if it's saves them $5 or $6 a month, then great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I can't wait to see what once they reveal the plans, what is going to be across the board, all the different tiers. Starju in the comments says I pay $120 annual for Disney Plus, and last year I paid $90. Oh, okay. So it went down a little bit for Starju. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think John and I were at the fixed price.
Yeah.
It's the whatever 3 years. I was like, how much? Sure.
Yeah. But it's gonna be interesting with the future of Disney Plus, especially with the whole the Daredevil series coming in. Like what else are they gonna add in the future? Like how relaxed are they gonna be? Like let's add some more R-rated content on here. Yeah.
And they own all those Fox. I mean, you got diehards and aliens and predators and there's a lot of Fox stuff that seems Disney-esque to me that I'm surprised they haven't incorporated yet. Like Hidden Figures or even Titanic. Those seem like very Disney-esque movies to me, and they own them, and they're not they may be on Hulu. I don't have Hulu, so I don't know.
Oh, they might be on Hulu.
They may be they may use because don't they kind of use Hulu as more of their like R-rated content?
Yeah, more mature. Rated mature.
Because they do have Marvel content on Hulu too, but the whole Daredevil being on Disney Plus was surprising instead of being on Hulu. So maybe they're trying to like bring it all to Disney Plus somehow.
Yeah.
That would make sense. That because I've always felt like that's because they don't really explain that Hulu is the R-rated branch of Disney Plus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so they need to do a better job of kind of marrying the two, I think.
Yeah. And I think we'll see all that coming to light a little bit more later this year when they announce new pricing probably across the board and how the plans are going to shift. Probably along with some like parental control, I imagine, if they're putting, like John said, the Marvel Disney shows are getting put on there. Sorry, the Marvel Netflix shows are getting put on there. So that's like the little kids shouldn't be seeing The Punisher. They should not be watching The Punisher.
We've heard about parental controls for Disney Plus for a while. That's not a surprise.
Yeah, it's not a surprise to me. And with that said, we have a couple more topics to touch on really quickly before we run out of time here. One is, hey, who would have thunk? We're getting an I Am Legend sequel. Is in the works with Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan. Both of their production company will be working on this together. They've had the original screenwriter back on this one, but they have not landed a director yet. So I don't know if Francis Lawrence is coming back for this or if somebody else is going to take up the mantle. But I have a quick question because it's been, I think the original or the Will Smith's I Am Legend came out in 2003 or 2007. So it's been a minute since I've seen it. And I found out that there was 2 endings. There was an alternate ending. Which
Mm.
ending do you guys remember?
I don't remember any.
I don't know that I remember either.
I was seeing the movie once, and I didn't like the zombie effects.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it a few times. I like it.
Yeah.
But I don't remember how it ended.
One where
You
he
know-
survived and one where he didn't, but I don't remember. I remember the one he survived, and I was talking to Dustin about it yesterday, and he's like, "No, he didn't survive." I was like, "Did we see 2 different movies?" And then we
I
found out
think
there's
I
alternate
saw
endings.
the one where he survives.
See, so if that's the case, a sequel totally makes sense, especially with
Yeah.
Will Smith coming back.
Yeah.
Now, if the true ending is that he didn't survive, then how are they doing this? Is the question. And
Well,
how much do you think the
clones.
audience wants? Oh,
Clones, yeah.
Because
Well,
of the
there's
blood?
there was a
Yeah.
lot of question about, is Michael B going to be playing a younger Will Smith and we see it in flashbacks, or because I think his son died, right? Isn't that the whole thing of the?
I think
of
yeah,
the
because
first
he was the
movie?
only one.
Yeah, so he couldn't be a son,
It's just him and his dog.
right?
And I remember the dog dying.
Yeah, the
That's
dog
one
didn't
scene
even
I
make it.
remember. Yeah.
A little
I
fun
was so
fact.
mad. Yeah.
A little fun fact about the first I Am Legend. Do you know that that is the first movie where Batman vs Superman ever made an appearance? He's
What?
he walks in a Blockbuster store.
Oh.
Empty abandoned Blockbuster store. And this
Yeah.
was Batman vs Superman with directed by Wolfgang Peterson was
wow.
on
Yeah.
the books at that time.
What the heck?
And so there's a Batman vs Superman mocked up fake poster behind him. It's either behind him in the Blockbuster or it's written on a marquee in a theater as he walks by, but something like that. But Batman vs Superman, the title makes an appearance in I Am Legend.
There you go. The title makes an appearance. Yeah.
Title.
Whoa, I had
Blockbuster.
no idea.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Yep.
I see it. It's a billboard.
Oh, is it Billboard? Okay, I couldn't
Are you
remember.
looking at it now?
On
Yeah.
a billboard.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I can save this real quick and just drop it in.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I feel like-
really
You can Google
that's
it.
really interesting.
Yeah.
What the heck, man?
And I feel like there might have been a reference to something else DC related they were working on, like Teen Titans or something. But I know that
That's
Batman
so
vs Superman was
funny.
there.
Can we talk a bit about the Blockbuster series that's coming out?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a series about the history of
The
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster videos. It's a comedy series about workers working there.
Oh,
And you have like
okay.
these comedy actors working there. So I'm looking forward to that just because we're talking about Blockbuster videos. I think it could be either be really good or really bad. So
And there was a documentary about the last Blockbuster, right?
Yes.
yeah, there is. I haven't seen that. I want to watch it.
Oh, you got it, Wendy? Throw it up.
I got it. That's it right there. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
Man.
I remember it now. That logo is pretty cool with the S in
And
between.
that's pretty
like,
close
yeah.
to the logo
Yeah,
they ended
yeah.
up using, right? Like
I wonder
10
if
years later.
I wonder if somebody saw that and they're like, you know what? We need this movie, and they start just like storyboarding it. And hey, before we go, let's talk a little Kraven the Hunter news. They are just the casting is starting to the casting list is starting to get long. So they've just recently added the star of Many Saints of Newark, Alessandro Nivola, is set to join the film. So it says here in the article, we know that Aaron Taylor Johnson is playing Kraven the Hunter. Supposedly, Alessandro Nivola is playing the villain, but I thought Kraven the Hunter was a villain.
Well,
so this
the way
is the
took
wording's
that,
confusing
Wendy,
to me.
But yeah, the way I took that is, yes, Kraven is a villain, but he's the hero of his own story.
Yeah, he's a hero of his own story. He's a villain to Spider-Man.
He's the villain to
Yeah.
Spider-Man. He's a comic
Got
book
it.
villain that we know of, but in the context of the movie they're making, he's the antagonist or the protagonist, and Alessandro will play the antagonist.
Yeah, kind of think like when you're watching Joker. Joker's not the villain in his story; he's
Right.
the hero, and then
Everyone else
Robert De
is
Niro's character is the villain.
society is the
Society,
enemy.
Yeah,
Is the villain.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Very interesting. And also the cast includes she's right now hot Ariana DeBose, Russell Crowe, and Fred Heshinger. is going to be in this film with J.C. Chandor directing. So that is the last 2 bits of news that we have on today's Pop Council. You guys' thoughts real quick on Kraven the Hunter, the movie. Let's go with Jamie.
I wish there was Spider-Man
John.
inside somehow.
Oh, I know. Well, this is a Sony Marvel film, so they could.
But you know what they've been
connect.
doing with this stuff, right? Without Spider-Man, they've been doing all right. So like, we don't need Spider-Man to be in our films. We can be successful without it, and that's what I think they're gonna do.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that it's I mean, like, it kind of worked with Venom, so maybe it'll work with Kraven. The idea of doing a villain movie without the hero that is usually associated with that villain is kind of weird to me, but they've done it a couple of times and it's worked. Ariana is huge right now, so she, I think, is going to win an Oscar in a few weeks. So
I think so too.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, she's good to get into business with. And Alessandro is interesting casting because he's one of those actors. He was in Face Off. He's been around for like 25 years and has gotten opportunities. I think in a way, The Many Saints of Newark was supposed to be the big one for him. And it didn't quite, because of the pandemic, and also wasn't that great. Wasn't the one that really was the catalyst for his career. And he's had a lot of those. So I think it's great that he's still getting thrown into like big kind of projects like this. But career-wise, I would think like this one needs to really stick, or it's going to be tough for him to continue to get the lead in big, villain lead or hero lead in big movies like this.
Yeah.
But good casting. We'll see.
Yeah, good casting. We'll see. I mean, they haven't even started production on this yet because they're still finalizing casting. So again, we will keep you guys all up to date with news like this and more on Pop Council. So make sure you like this video and subscribe to the HCA YouTube channel, because we have more than just this show. We have so many after shows. If you're into Servant, we've got Servant. If you're into Severance, we've got Severance, and many more. I imagine we will have one for Moon Knight when that show premieres on Disney Plus.
What about Love is Blind?
Love is Blind, dude. I'm watching the reunion today.
Okay, I still need to watch the reunion. Jamie's, you watch it now. You're like,
what are you watching? Love is Blind on Netflix? Oh my god, it's a bunch of people. Think of blind dates, but they can't see each other, so they spend time in these pods separated, and they just talk, and they can see if they can find that connection, deeper connection without physical.
Yeah, I've heard of this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm not a reality. I don't watch much reality.
It's not for everybody.
It's definitely not for everybody. Yeah. It can get messy, these shows.
And I understand why people hate it.
For me, it's one of those like when I want to have a potato day on the couch, where I'm just like, all right, Love is Blind.
Yeah.
And Japan, there's a Japan version that I'm watching as
well. I saw a bit of that one too. Yeah.
Real different. All right, guys, check back next week for our thoughts on Love is Blind Pop Council. I want to thank both of my co-hosts for today's show. For our special guest, John, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Where can everybody find you and your work?
You can find me on Nerd Reactor everywhere.
Instagram, Twitter, website, Nerd Reactor.
TikTok.
TikTok. Oh, yeah, TikTok?
Yeah, there's a TikTok there too. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go follow you on TikTok. Jamie, where can everybody find you?
Instagram, Twitter, Philbrick, @Philbrick, and you can check out reviews and interviews and other things on MoviePhone.com.
There you have it. And for me, everywhere, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff, at just my name, @Wendy Lee Szany. You can find me on YouTube talking movies and other geeky stuff as well on the YouTube channel, The Movie Couple. And with that is our show, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Happy Monday, and we will see you all next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.